Um, Hi Joe,
How's it
how
going?
are you doing?
Good. I'm just bad at calendars. It's one of
That's
those things,
fine.
like in my brain, I know on paper that Ash Wednesday occurs on a Wednesday, right? But it's kind of one of
Yeah,
those things like it's like Easter Sunday. You don't do all the stuff you normally do on a normal Sunday, right?
but it's still
But
Sunday.
it's still
Yeah.
Sunday. It's and so like for some reason like I'm it's not one of those things where I'm like, "Oh, I forgot it was Wednesday." Because like I was acutely aware yesterday was Tuesday because it was Mardi Gras. It was Fat Tuesday. It was a particular Tuesday, and then today is a particular Wednesday, and just somehow in my brain, I just didn't associate any of my normal responsibilities or routines with the day. And so I'm sorry for being late. I'm just
Joe,
yeah.
Joe, you don't have to apologize. I've just been sitting here, just talking to people. No one's missed anything. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I'm glad
It's
no one
fine.
missed me because that's my ideal legacy is to leave the world in such a better place than where I found it that nobody bothers missing me. They're like, "Oh, yay, this
Oh,
everything's great now." So,
no, 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 no. You missed nothing. I missed you. Trust me, I
aw,
missed you.
aw.
So, thank you, Delverac, for the 5 community gift subs. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Um, hmm.
Okay.
Okay, okay. I'm actually getting started. That was what I was leading up to when you arrived. I
What were
was I
you
was
leading
getting
up to?
I was just getting started with the actual thing that I was going to be doing today.
Awesome.
So, live in hope, not expectation.
Hmm. Yeah, and for anybody who's watching on my stream, I'm gonna be working on coloring in a coloring page of Snow on the Sumida River by Hokusai, and I'm gonna post a link to that to the original work from the Met Museum. They have
This
a
is
really
why I
good
miss Joe,
series. Well,
because Joe talks.
yeah,
I
it's
can't.
way easier. It's
Did I delete the entire? I deleted the entire command.
it's way easier to
Uh,
do a stream when you only have to talk a half the time. A
uh-huh.
stream where you have to talk a third of the time because the other person won't shut up is even better.
I'm saying nothing.
Uh,
Thank you, Arterial Red, for the 12-month resub. Well predicted on the state Joe would arrive. I told you. And the Jubilant Poet has been subscribed for 6 months. Since finding out you're a geologist, I've been really curious about what's your favourite rock and why. Um,
and why is it
it
rock and
depends if
roll?
uh arguably I like Snowflake Obsidian because it's pretty. If you're talking about minerals, it's malachite. I also like flint because it's useful. So I did that, Cam. I'm not completely inept. Sorry, that's me being cranky. Not anything you've done. Apologies. I'm just dealing with a lot of stuff at the moment.
It's okay, Cleo. If it makes you feel better,
Don't
I
need to
can yell at
shout.
Cam too, so then you don't look
No,
as
don't yell at
grumpy.
Cam. Cam's done nothing wrong. He's trying to help, and I'm being cranky,
Then it'll just
and I
look like what we're all
apologise.
doing now and not you acting out.
No, it is me acting out. I'm grown up enough to admit it. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Well, I got your back if you need it. Uh,
I know.
okay. I need to adjust some audio levels real quick. Let me. Okay, I've tweaked that. Now I'm gonna leave it for like a minute so we can get feedback. So yeah, y'all let me know if that's better. Ay ay ay. But yeah, thank you. I am excited about this. This is a highlight of my week, getting to chill out and just do some art with my friend Cleo. So if you're not already following her, she's at twitch.tv/ZombieCleo, and I've got her image, or the image of her stream in the lower right there, so you can see what she's working on.
Yay. Thank you, oh, God, words, not my forte today.
That's okay.
Thank you, Ilunel, for another year of lurking in Cleo streams. And thank you, Ken and Russia, for the community gift sub. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can count. Jesus Christ. I have to count out loud. I have to count out loud.
Mm-hmm.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, that's why I got this abacus here, so I can count visually.
Okay, so for those of you who have not dealt with my explanation, I'm dealing with COVID, so
It's not exactly a
just a
negotiation. She's coping with it.
it's just I'm just dealing with it at this point. I'm not coping. I'm not coping. I'm not. I thought I had a mild case, and I do have a mild case. It's just a case of it just makes everything awful.
Yeah.
It just makes everything awful.
Well, and we don't have to stream for any fixed amount of time whenever you need to go if you're like feeling rough or whatever. We can.
Thanks, Joe. I do appreciate that. I think I'm all right. I spat on my journal. Good job. The only person who looks at it is me and all the other people in the bloody stream.
Yeah, that'll do it.
This is fine. The journal had it coming. Yeah, it deserves everything it gets. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. I want to hasten that I wouldn't be here if I wasn't all right, because you know, Joe also needs some time off, so you know it's a thing. But yeah, I'm just coping. So it's okay. It's only spit. It's infected spit though. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, apparently I had a color filter on the camera in OBS, so all the tweaks I've been trying to make with the light, because I can change the temperature of the light to like warm to cold or whatever. And I was like, none of these light temperature changes seem to be doing anything. And it always looks like it's slightly tinted. It's like, yep, that's why. Because I had a software filter. Yay. We're just learning so much here.
We're learning so much here. I'm going to put this.
I'm going to lower this too.
Kitty, no, you're not. I'm not talking to you.
Okay. But Kitty is like, why not talk to me?
Because she's a poop helm. Stalk the Bear has resubscribed for 10 months. Thanks very much. Apta Jesh Job just released. That sounds like its affiliate was reached on March 30th. But
oh yeah. So do you have a like an Xbox controller or something?
No.
Yeah, because the thing about Aperture Desk Job is it's meant to teach people how to use the controller that comes with the Stream Deck. It's basically a tutorial game for the Stream Deck, but you can play it on any computer as long as you have a like a external controller besides a mouse and keyboard. So, yeah.
I only started streaming on Twitch technically years ago, but reality, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I started streaming before Twitch and Justin TV existed. I've been streaming like 3 years longer than I've been on YouTube.
I don't know why I find that amazing, but I do.
When I started streaming, I was doing stuff like this, though, because you couldn't stream video games back then. The computers, you know, you were streaming at like 15 frames a second at low resolution. And so I would like capture Adobe Illustrator to stream to Ustream and use it as a way to keep up with people that I met at comics conventions throughout the year. And so like I wasn't really trying to grow an audience or anything. Technically it was a public stream and you know you get some occasional people just popping in, but mostly it was like people who followed me on Twitter or whatever would see like
doing everything before it was cool.
I know. And then at the point where it is cool, like it's just gotta be like I refuse to do this well. I'm too old. People are like, why don't you get overlays? It's like because I've been streaming before people cared about overlays. Why don't you do this? Because I don't wanna. That's not part of streaming to me. That's part of the new streaming. If there's a new wave, I'll be in the back of the line. Grumble, grumble.
I reached affiliate after like 5 streams. I think it was more than that. Because I had to have at least 10 streams under my belt to get affiliate. So it was at least 2 weeks. Stalk the Bear? Did I not say that one already? Stalk the Bear resubscribed. And Sparrow Fox resubscribed for the Twitch baby for 9 months. Hope you enjoy. Have a loving stream. I think we're having a decent stream. I mean, it's just started, so you know we can't really make a comment
Yeah, it's fine.
just now. It's fine. There you go. Joe said it's fine. Therefore,
Yeah, I'm not sure
good.
what I said. It's fine too, but that seems like one of those like polite things where like you can say that. Let's see. Grave
Thanks,
says,
Joe.
yeah. Grave asks, what did you even use back then, Joe? FMLE and screen capture? Yeah, Flash Media Live Encoder, which is one of the worst tools that you'll ever work with ever. If you do any sort of RTMP streaming or anything like that, it's like grumble.
I miss the karaoke streams. I did enjoy doing the karaoke streams.
Those were so fun. I liked that I could make you those little videos and we could do them asynchronously.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm disappointed that Twitch decided that, you know, they had to worry about legalities and all that.
No, I mean they had licenses for all that music, but the terms of the contract weren't favored by their new partners.
Oh. It was a good little program. Oh.
I need to go to the art supply store and I think upgrade to like a 24 pack of like.
Didn't you just buy a new set of colors?
No, I've got this is the same 12 I've had for like years.
Oh, I thought you got a new set.
I intended to get a new set and then I just in the same way I intend to like drive the glass recycling out, but instead I've just got more and more empty jars of salsa like piling up. I guess they're just empty jars of air at this point. They're not salsa jars anymore. But yeah, Nashville doesn't do street level glass recycling. You have to they'll do like other recycling, but you have to take your glass to like a depot and it's a whole thing.
That sounds exhausting.
Yeah. It's like, I gotta get in the car to save the earth? Boo.
That's sort of counterintuitive, arguably.
Yeah. Well, and like, I mean, I don't want to say, like, how close the place is, because, people would read too much into that. But, like, for me, walking distance, depending on how much free time I have, is 5 miles there, 5 miles back. So, in theory, I could walk 5 miles, but do I want to walk 5 miles with a backpack full of glass? No.
Imagine getting run over.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like, but I also don't want to hop in the car for, a relatively short drive, Like, I don't like getting in the car unless, like, I have the car to leave the city for the most part,
Well, we have curbside glass collection, and they gave us this little plastic box. Mm-hmm. Don't know if you know this, but we had, like, hurricane level winds recently.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer have that box.
Yeah, I saw some pretty wild photos of like downed trees in Hampstead. So. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. We'll do the anniversary on the 30th, guys.
Anniversary of
I can see people. Me being a Twitch partner. We'll do it on the 30th, and we'll set a stream there. I don't think I'm going to be ready to do one on March 9th.
Yeah.
Did the box decide to go live with someone else? I don't know. I never used it.
Yeah, it moved out to the country. It's got a nice... It's got plenty of room to run around now.
I'm surprised my neighbours still have their trampoline, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, like, from an insurance standpoint, you're really supposed to, like, stake those down with, like, 18-inch stakes. And at that point, if you actually do it, it'll hold up to the wind. Just most people are like, why did they ship these 18-inch stakes here? I don't have a mallet good enough to drive that. Whatever.
Franz Arachnia has resubscribed. That's a 2-month resubby. Thank you very much indeed. It all helps, guys. It all helps.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about books or movies at all? By which I mean, are you so tired that you want to hear me ramble about books and movies that you might have no interest in?
Yes, but I am going to need to get up. I'm going to need to get up to go to the bathroom at some point soon.
Okay.
I just need to ready myself to do that.
Okay.
So, please talk about books and movies.
Okay, so I started watching that British show Ghosts. Speaking of like moving out to the country, have you seen
I've
this?
not seen it, but please tell me about it because I'll probably be able to get hold of it if it's good.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max here, but you should be able to get. It's a BBC show, so it should be on iPlayer. But it came out about 3 years ago, and they've made three series of it. But it's got like the whole Horrible Histories production crew and cast
Good, yeah.
worked on it, and the concept is that this lady and her husband inherit this old country house, and it's full of ghosts. And this is a pretty traditional
Mm.
setup. But so she has an accident and is temporarily dead. You know, like just briefly brain dead or whatever. And when
Briefly dead. Okay, yeah,
and,
briefly dead.
and when she wakes up, she can see all the ghosts. And the thing is, all of the ghosts, because once again, this is the Horrible Histories people, all of the ghosts are from different time periods. Like, there's a caveman, and there's different, like, plague survivor, or well, I guess they're not plague survivors. They're people who lived through the plague and then died during it. There's, people from the Regency era, people, from 100 years
Yeah.
ago, that sort of thing. And, and so it's a show about her and her husband trying to renovate this house, which I love home renovation shows, right? So, but they're trying to renovate this house, and there's like 15 ghosts just continuously in the background of every scene, like yelling at them about what they can do or what they should do, and the husband can't hear the ghosts, and the wife can. So it's kind of like if you've ever seen a movie where everyone's yelling at the screen.
Yeah.
uh like like it's like the guy is trying to fix the boiler, and the ghosts that live in the boiler room have seen the boiler guys 80 times. That's the highlight of their year, is when the boiler guys come in and fix the boiler, and so they excitedly can't wait to share all this stuff they know about the boiler. And they don't get cell phone coverage down there, so we can't look on YouTube, so the wife has to intermediate the comments about how to fix a boiler from these ghosts that died 400 years ago.
Oh my god, that actually sounds like a lot of fun. I might have to
Yeah, I'm
put it on
like
the watch
five
list.
episodes in. It's legitimately like really good. Um and it's the sort of thing that like, oh, one of the ghosts too is a like died in 1991 MP. Um and yeah, it's just like all of the stuff, it's just wild. I don't know.
Just got here. Is Joe talking about Twitch chats? You might as well
Well,
be.
that's the thing, though.
People.
Is in a lot of ways, it's like a Twitch chat. It's except it's abstracted out. Instead of being a bunch of text, it's a bunch of ghosts screaming. It's pretty good.
Oh dear.
Yeah, the show is made by the BBC. It's called Ghosts. If you saw The Wrong Man's, the guy who's not James Corden in that, Brainton, I think is his name, who is fantastic in The Wrong Man's, is one of the ghosts in this, and he's great. He plays a poet who was one of Lord Byron's contemporaries, considered Byron his rival. I'm sure Byron didn't care, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, no, I understand those sorts of people.
Yeah,
What do you mean you don't know who I am?
yeah. Oh man,
The
yeah. It's
same sort of deal YouTubers get when people are trying to tell them how to run their YouTube channel.
well, it's funny.
I've been watching for many years. I don't have a clue who you are.
It's funny when you think about stuff like that too, because like there are so many people out on YouTube, like not even talking about people I don't know that like, oh, they deserve derision or dismissal, but like I'll just hear about somebody on YouTube who's like doing something that I absolutely think is incredible, and it's like, oh yeah, Joe, they've got like 800,000 subscribers. How have you never heard of them? This is exactly the sort of thing you would like, and I'm like, I don't know. Discoverability isn't a solved problem. Like, yeah, there's people, like there's this kind of pop culture history thing where sometimes it's like, oh, did you realize that so and so lived at the same time?
Yeah.
And it's like, I wonder how many people that I don't know exists like people in the future would be excited lived at the same time as me. Like, no one's gonna care about me, but it'd be neat if they did. Yeah, this is one of those things I've gotten into arguments with friends about. Is like sometimes like something happens in my life, and I'm like, if they ever made a movie about my life, like this is something that seems relatively insignificant, but that like I really feel like captured a feeling that I would want to see expressed in there. And some of my friends are like, well, that's stupid. Nobody will ever make a movie about your life. And some of my other friends are like, well, maybe you should try to live well enough that your life is worth having a movie made about it. Like, I don't know, like, even if you don't succeed, like, they shouldn't be your goal to be like biographized or whatever. But, if your goal is to go out and do stuff, maybe some of that stuff should be noteworthy. Maybe it'll work out that way. You don't know. Oh, I'm rambling a lot. Sorry.
That's okay. Feel free. Ramble away. It's all good. It's all good here.
I'm saving Cleo's voice.
My voice is not the problem. It's my breath.
Well, there's no hope for that.
Well, no. As an asthmatic, the breathing is my one weakness.
Yeah. Do you have a pulse oximeter?
No.
Okay.
No. I have been monitoring my peak flow though.
Gotcha.
And that's in the toilet. So.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, just in terms of like, blood oxygen is a good way to it's a good proxy measurement for cognition, if that makes any sense.
I don't know, does it? You're gonna have to explain it to me.
Okay, so the cognitive impacts of certain types of illnesses are primarily caused by lack of blood flow or lack of oxygen flow to the brain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're trying to figure out, am I well enough to get in the car and drive, you could, which you shouldn't be doing right now. But like, if something happened,
believe it or not, I agree with you.
But if something happened, you could use a pulse oximeter as a rough, like, hey, if this is low, then I 100% should not do that. Right? The problem is that a lot of times when your judgment is impaired, it's hard to independently assess your judgment.
Yeah.
No, and so having something like that you could use might be helpful.
Yeah. Well, like you say, I'm not going anywhere for a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's also one of those things where if you're like, I feel like I should work, am I gonna do more harm than good, right? No, I'm serious. Like, that's a way to excuse yourself from like, hey, I feel like I should be doing something. Can I excuse myself to go back to bed, right? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe you don't have what we hear in the United States derisively call the Protestant work ethic, but
the Protestant work ethic.
Yeah, it's a I don't like the term myself because it's kind of a like way to slam the Irish, but
isn't everything?
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things like like the idea that like one of the ideas of American exceptionalism is, well, we've got this Protestant work ethic. We were founded, by these people who left Europe behind and were willing to pursue, holier lives by founding new, colonies and blah blah blah.
And blah blah blah. Yeah, I get you.
But anyway, it basically translates into you should feel guilty if you're not working all the time because if you don't work, you don't eat.
Big yikes, dog.
Yeah, I know.
A big yikes.
So maybe I'm trying to solve problems you don't have, is what it sounds like.
I don't...
You're fine with going back to bed and not streaming if you don't feel well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing is, like, do I have the money to do that?
Yeah, I know.
currently.
Oh my god, Cleo, I actually looked at my numbers, like because I had to start. So taxes are due, and I had a
Yeah.
bunch, so I gotta figure out a bunch of stuff in my budget and stuff. Yeah, my entertainment revenue, like not
Yeah.
counting like freelance development and stuff, but like all the revenue for everything I do related to YouTube and streaming is down by a third, for both January and February. When I looked at the end of the month numbers, like not having Hermitcraft up is
Mine
huge.
is down by a fifth
Mm-hmm.
because at the moment, like I started the reason why like YouTube has never been the money maker for me. It's always been Twitch. It's always been you guys. Thank you very much. I'll shut up, Cat.
Well, YouTube used to be a few hundred a month at least, but now it's not even that.
Yeah, well, it used to be a few hundred, but this has always been my moneymaker at this point. So I quit my job knowing that Twitch is going to be the big thing for me. So it hasn't affected me that. It has affected me, but it hasn't affected me that much,
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Manatee Gag has resubscribed saying 1 whole year of Cleo, CCAM. Everybody agrees with me.
Oh, people are reminding me I haven't posted the tip link. Yeah, maybe this is my fault. There you go. Okay.
Saren Theory has resubscribed for 8 months. Thank you very much. And if you're on the fence about whether you should subscribe. It's not mandatory, but it does help like a whole bunch. Not gonna lie, does help. And I also got like a sponsored stream, so this month, so that's helped huge.
Yeah, I saw people being like, "Well, Cleo can't be that sick. She did a sponsored stream," and I'm like thinking to myself, "Oh, I don't know what the terms are for not showing up for a sponsored stream you're contractually obligated to do, but I can't imagine being too sick to do a stream like that. Like, if I am on the hook for a stream like that, I'm gonna show up and I will pass out on camera. Like, but like, they can't claim I didn't show up." Like, I'm not gonna... Like, that is not a proxy for someone...
Here's the thing. What happened when I did those streams is because they were like 6, I was asleep until 1 p.m.
Yeah.
I woke up for an hour, took a nap before the stream, and then died afterwards. I was awake for a couple of hours or so.
Yeah.
It's a case of... If there is a stream there, you go to it.
Yeah.
I would probably, if I hadn't had a stream there, I probably would not have been there. Because I had COVID and I didn't realise it, which is why I was really tired.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So, I'm fine, but...
Yeah.
I kind of caught it between them. Yeah, I did catch it. Like on the... I actually took the test on the day after like on the Monday. I think was it just Monday?
Oh my gosh, it's only Wednesday, Cleo. This is like...
So yeah,
I've got like a bunch of stuff going on at the end of this week, and so it's like both the longest week and the shortest week. Because it's like, this is like a super packed week. We just had Mardi Gras last night and the State of the Union. And so, like, whenever there's anything like that, my daughter gets to stay up late, with the proviso, like, basically, as long as she pays attention, she can, ask questions and talk and stuff, but, she can't just be, like, running around being goofy, and then, because she'd have to go to bed at that point. But, like, but yeah, so, like, all of our schedule for this week was already thrown off by that. But, like, I've also got the guy who's renting me the Guardians of the Galaxy pinball machine is coming by this weekend to swap it out with a new one, which I'm super excited about. We're going to do some pinball streams. But I've also got Tennessee Game Days convention this weekend, which is a little bit outside of town. So I'm going to be going out there to meet up with some people. And, I have to record one of my... one of the folks in my Patreon community is a professional wrestler, and we're gonna film an arm wrestling contest that I'm basically like, I'm not gonna throw it, but I'm like 100% sure I'm gonna lose it. Like,
Oh yeah.
like,
yeah, no, 100%.
yeah, yeah. Where it's one of those things I mean, the odds of like, I mean, there's always but like, yeah, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, so I've got that coming up. I'm just like, this whole week is crazy busy.
Yeah. Yeah, the exhaustion hit Saturday. That's when I thought I was ill. But somebody told me Monday morning, have you taken a test yet? And I'm like, no, I don't need to take a test. I'm fine. I'm not coughing or anything. Yeah. So this week has been a struggle.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Next week will be better than this week. If I can catch my breath between now and Sunday, it should be okay. Thank you, Libraborn, for the resub. That's 10 months. And Arena for the biddies. Appreciated.
Yep. Thank you, Sven, for tipping 16. That puts us 4 away from the next face camera expansion. Or the first face camera expansion.
Yay.
Yay.
Really like Joe's face expanding.
Hey, morning, Brian. Well, I'm glad that you're recovering well, Grace. Okay.
What's your secret?
Well, how do you recover?
How do you recover from this?
Time. I believe in you, Cleo.
I believe in me too. I don't think I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna wish I was dead most of the time. I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
I'm okay physically, and I'm just a bit wheezy, but I'm asthmatic. I'm used to that. So, yeah. Not gonna die, just suffer. Thanks, Badger.
Oh yeah, that's kind of how the doctors described my digestive problems. They're like, oh, this won't kill you, but your quality of life will be drastically worse for the rest of your life. And I'm like, fantastic. So I don't even get to look forward to dying sooner. Okay, great, thanks.
Yeah, like the one bright spot I had, and you just go and tear it away.
Yeah.
How do you get a sleep schedule back to a reasonable time? I woke up at 1:30 this afternoon. And I went to bed, as Cam can attest. I went to bed before midnight, which is unusual for me. So, you know, it's knocked me sideways. Keep screwing it up until you crash or it lines back up. Yeah, that's pretty much how I live my life. I don't have a great sleep schedule anyway.
Yeah,
but you know what?
I think I'm actually gonna adjust my sleep schedule. But first let's go ahead and say thank you to Gal for tipping 5. That's gonna put us $1 past our first face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. Where is the camera? It's time to expand Joe. Do 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 do. But yeah, I'm thinking that I'm gonna start my streams a half hour earlier, cause like I've been trying to figure out what I could do differently, to get more sleep because I've just been napping a lot, and I need to try and consolidate that at night.
To just actually sleep.
Yeah.
Hey, Janie Laney.
Hey,
Thank you for the resub. How you doing?
Woo. Yeah, Jenny Laney says, let's go Bob Ross. Now, in fairness, this is a coloring book. Like, you can't really see the lines very easily, but, like, yeah. This is a Hokusai woodblock print that's been turned into a coloring book, and I'm just coloring it in. So, unlike Bob Ross, I did not compose this picture.
But he did have a lot of happy little accents.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's just go with that. Nothing I could say is going to make that sentence better, and there's a lot of things I could say to make that sentence worse. And so I'm just gonna let it be.
Yeah, I'm all right, Janie. I am okay.
But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna start my streams, like whenever we actually get Hermitcraft back. I think I'm gonna start my streams at 8:30 instead of 9 every night. And then
if we get Hermitcraft back.
I said whenever, like not if. I am confident that Hermitcraft will return in air quotes soon. Brian says I ruined the magic. He thought I was just really good. Nope, I didn't draw this myself. But the benefit though, this is kind of like working with a model because you get to see how other artists compose things. By just focusing on coloring, like I'm able to pay attention to the other details. I'm not getting bogged down in every part of, like, from a tech standpoint, what you would call the stack with drawing, right? I'm not worried about composition. I'm not worried too much about line at this point. I might go in and do an outline pass later, but like for the most part, I'm just focused on like looking at where the different blocks of color are. And because this was originally a wood block print, that kind of gets me in the right mindset to appreciate the original. I'll link the Met Museum's original here. Met Museum.
Thank you for the tip, Kanarasha. You don't have to apologise for where you're born. Yes, Janie asked, is this a planet? Yes, this is my bullet journal for 2022. It's kind of like a homemade thing, like things to check out. Hang on, TV. Like every time I come and
did you write down ghosts under TV?
No, I'm just doing that. I'm doing that.
Okay.
It's like every time I stream with Joe, something gets added to that one.
Well, I consume a lot of media because it's the thing is, otherwise I would go crazy doing all this cooking and cleaning and stuff. Like, being a single parent, I have a lot of chores that I have to do. I have to do a lot of laundry. And so like I put stuff on in the background, and and like sometimes I try to watch like other people's Minecraft stuff and whatever. But like to some degree, I kind of can't overload my brain with Minecraft, or I'll dread playing Minecraft, and that's not healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I try to find other things.
Cam, Ghost should be on iPlayer, so it's probably easier for me to find it than you.
It's on HBO Max in the United States.
Yeah.
And if Cam doesn't have HBO Max, you know what to get Cam for Christmas now.
Yeah, that's true. And Janie, it's a bullet journal is like a homemade kind of journal kind of deal. So like you have a theme each month. That was like musicals and like mood and stuff. This month, and now I need to be careful what I show people. This month is my quote page. The best way to predict the future is to create it. My March title page, which I've decided is plants. My overview future log with notes. That's got to go. Ooh. On this page that I can't show is my habit tracker and my video diary. And then I've got all of these, which is like, this is what's on the other page, but the other page is written on. So, and then I have like a weekly sort of layout. I did take out that appointment. And so that's this week. That's everything that's going on this week, which is, as we can all see, not very much.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I've not put anything in there because nothing's happening.
Well, I was gonna say, don't you have like first of the month, last of the month, like tasks, like, because I've always got stuff where it's like, okay, I gotta go do the manual pull from Patreon, got to do payroll, like all of that type of stuff.
Oh God, Patreon.
Yeah, right? Right?
God.
You forgot, didn't you?
I've, to be fair, I've been quite poorly.
I know you have, and that's why I'm reminding you.
Thank you, Joe.
I was kind of framing that as a, like, here are the things I usually do, because I didn't want to be like, Cleo, are you too sick to remember that it's the beginning of the month and you have work?
Are you able to show the video log stickers look like peeled off his cover? It's a bit of a pain. I can probably do the one. I'll show you one. But yeah, I just peel off the washi tape and then it shows if I've recorded it, and then I've got edit it and have I uploaded it to YouTube as well on that. So I love how Joe slipped that in. It's one of us. Would you show us your video log at some point? Look, if I will show you March's video log when we're in April. God.
It's so soon. I'm just gonna have, like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna break down.
It was just like, March, I know something comes after it. I remember that something comes after it. I just don't know what it is.
Like, I'm trying to, like, transition out of feeling like my entire life is in crisis mode where I'm only dealing with whatever's directly in front of me.
Yeah.
But, like, anytime I try to look too far into the future, it's like, what? There's a next month? I'm gonna have to pay bills next month, too?
Next month is UK tax time.
Yeah.
So I have to sort out my taxes next month.
Yeah, no, I'm sorting out mine now, because, yeah, ours is April 15th, and, like, you know, it's like, it's always just really stressful because I'm doing it myself. I need to get that accountant, but, like, it's just one of those things, like, all of the little things that I was like, oh, okay, well, I need to do this and I need to do that. You would think, like, oh, well, do that while Hermitcraft isn't operating because that's the best time. You got all this extra time because you're not editing. But it's like, well, I also took a huge hit on revenue. And so then I'm like, well, do I really want to be hiring an accountant now when I've been doing it myself for years? And, like, the
reason why I got an accountant this year.
Yeah.
I still have to give him all, like, the details, but it was a case of it's much easier to get a house in the UK if you have certified taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've been doing. Hey, NJ Coffee Junkie has resubscribed for 12. Did I say that already? 1 year, yay! If I did.
You said that about Manatee Gag, her husband, but not about her.
Huh?
Manatee Gag, who subscribed for a year earlier, you cited. That's NJ's husband. That might be why you're getting confused. Because you've already shouted out their household once today, but not each of them.
The autofocus is turned on at the moment because people were complaining that it was completely out of focus. And I couldn't be bothered to deal with it. So it's on autofocus now, so you're just going to have to cope.
That tracks.
I looked at it and it was just sort of like, I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't. I'll fix it for I say I'm going to fix it for next month. Next week I probably won't.
Yeah, Janie says, do you do your taxes yearly or quarterly? Well, I have to do them quarterly because I'm self-employed. But the thing is, you pay estimated taxes quarterly, but you also have to do your final, like, non-estimated, I don't know what they call those, your calculated taxes every year. So, yeah. So the thing is, I have to pay quarterly taxes for quarter one of 2022. At the same time, I have to pay my I have to file my calculated taxes for 2021. So it's still, like, instead of just saying, like, so like the other quarters, I just mail them a check, basically. You know, I'm just like, here's several $1,000s. I hope it's enough. It's an estimate. And, you know, they'll penalize you if it turns out to not be enough. So it's like, great. But as long as you put in an effort, like, the way that the penalties work is, like, if it looks like you tried, the penalty will be like $37.
Yeah.
You know, so
the stream later tonight. Sorry, hang on.
Oh, go on.
Is still a thing.
Is what stream later tonight?
Oh no, I had a whole sentence and it's gone.
Is Cleo stream later tonight still a thing? I guess is the question.
Yes, there is going to be a stream later tonight. I'm just going to sleep in between.
That's a smart move. You clearly need it.
Shut up. Anyway, taxes being penalized.
Yeah. So anyway, I was gonna say, like, in general, as long as it seems like you're trying, if you're a little bit short, they're not gonna go after you. You know, they're just gonna say, hey, send us like $35. And I'm like, really, at that point, why even penalize me $35? But I guess it's the spirit of the thing, you know. But it's one of those things like
the tax.
Say again.
It's the spirit of the tax law, not the letter of it.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, though, at least with the estimated taxes for the quarterly stuff. But when you file your final end-of-year taxes for April 15th for the previous year, that has to be, like, precise, you know? So you got to go back and be like, oh, so for example, like, I did, there's a children's book author called Jason Reynolds, who I helped the Tennessee Arts Commission live stream an interview with him in Minecraft to a bunch of elementary schools, because they were like, hey, we want to interview this guy who writes books in Minecraft because kids will like that, but nobody at the Tennessee Arts Commission knows how to live stream Minecraft, right? You know, so you know, they paid me a few $100 to be a consultant, and I actually hosted the server that they ran the event on, and you know, stuff like that. And so like things like that where like I need to go back through all of like every check that I cashed and make sure that I declare that as revenue, even if they don't necessarily file it. Like if you don't hit a certain threshold of like $600 or so, they don't have to file it with the IRS, but I'm still obligated to, you know?
Yeah.
So like I got to go back through and be like, where is every small consulting job I did, and make sure that I don't miss any, that sort of thing. Sarah Schreffler says, we love Jason Reynolds stuff here. Yeah, he's a great guy, very cool to work with. I didn't talk to him too much. I was mostly helping on the back end tech side, but yeah, he seemed great in our interactions.
These streams have inspired you to make your own bullet journal. One piece of advice, remember, I'm kind of getting paid to do this. Yeah, just do what you can, and remember that all those people on YouTube are also getting paid to do it. You know?
Mm-hmm. Also, thank you to Philip for the 5, who says, can this be tax deductible as a donation to the beautiful art you're producing? No. I'm going to have to pay taxes on that.
Oh yeah, we call them donations. They're not. They're tips.
I've stopped using the word donation at all unless it's like explicitly for a charity drive. If they're writing a check to a charity like Child's Play or something like that as part of a big like stream thing, then I'll use the word donation. But yeah, for me, I'm calling it a tip jar. I'm saying tips.
I keep on trying to transition into the word tip, but my brain doesn't like it.
That's fair. Well, you have a very different tipping culture in the UK too. So,
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. You inspired me since I was about to start and was like, I'm going to do this.
But yeah, like musicians in Nashville work for tips all the time.
That's fair.
So like it's one of those things like, you know.
Yeah. No, I get you. It's just a case of doing what you can. Yeah. At this point. At least that's what I'm doing. I'm doing what I can. Still haven't worked up the effort to go to the toilet yet.
I believe in you, Cleo.
I know. But, oh, there goes my hair. Which hasn't been brushed today.
Oh, I don't
I'm
think
a
I brushed
mess
my hair
at the
today.
moment, guys. I hope you appreciate the fact that I'm actually a mess.
Yeah, I didn't brush my hair. I was like, because like I said, I thought that today wasn't a work day. I had it in my head that today was a holiday, and
you could have taken the time off, Joe.
Well, but at the same time, like since I'm already skipping a bunch of streams this weekend for Tennessee game days,
my hands look
like, you know, it feels like I should, you know, show up for work occasionally. Although, like, attending events like Tennessee Game Days and, like, meeting folks out in the audience and stuff is work. I mean, I am going to be filming things, with the community while I'm there. I'm good. Like, I do legitimately consider, so, like, people are talking about, like, what's a fair tax write-off. Like, so I'm getting a hotel, even though it's only, like, 40 minutes outside of town. I don't want to be driving back and forth every day, So, like, the hotel and the badge and stuff would be tax deductible because it's, like, a legitimate business expense. It's a, kind of what it technically the IRS would classify this as marketing, like any sort of, like, business outreach, but really it's just an excuse to hang out with people who support the show, and I like doing that, so that's nice. Janie Laney says, I can't wait for you to go on a legit vacation. You better be able to wait. Like, you're gonna have some problems.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, because, like, oh my gosh, I'm hoping to take a little bit of time off at the beginning of the summer, because I have my daughter for the whole school year, but the school year is a terrible time to go on vacation. And she goes to her mom's for most of the summer, but I have her, like, right at the beginning of the summer for a little bit of time when school's not in session. So I'm hoping that we can do something then. But it's really hard to budget for anything right now because I keep going, well, depending when Hermitcraft comes back, I'll have X amount of money or I won't. And it's like, so I haven't booked anything or made any plans. It's like, but the worst case scenario is one of our Christmas presents was season pass to Dollywood. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
I haven't been on a holiday for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's ridiculous. I mean, I've been on day trips, but, like, not on actual. The last place I went was Paris, like 10 years ago. I've been poor for a very long time, Illuminati.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
It's only this year where I've actually gotten to a place where I could think, last year I got to a place where I actually had, like, any savings.
Yeah. Oh, that was nice briefly having savings. Remember that?
I have savings.
Oh, you still have savings?
Taxes come through.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I had savings until this hiatus kept going.
Yeah. I've had time off. Time off is not a thing. The vacation is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've not, I've been to visit friends for a couple of days. That's not a vacation. That's just chilling out with your friends because, they don't live where you are. Block Engineer has resubscribed for 12 months. Thank you for all your content, Cleo. So happy to be able to support you. I appreciate everybody's support. Like I say, it's made a difference to the point where it's, like, I was trying to get... me and my sister organised to go to Disneyland in August of 2020, and we'd paid for it, we were ready to go, and then for some reason we weren't able to. Crikey.
I was disappointed that you didn't want me to drive down to Florida to hang out.
No, it was the flying down in a private plane that freaked me out.
I wasn't going to fly down in a... Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. One of my friends was going to... Yeah, because one of my friends was working on his pilot's license, and he needed hours. So it wasn't like, I'm going to rent a private jet. It's like my friend is spending a bunch of money on plane fuel so he can become a pilot.
I'm aware. It did freak me out.
Yeah, no, but, like, that's the thing, though, is, like, that's the equivalent of, like, me saying, like, hey, I happen to be going that way anyway. Because every weekend he was like, hey, do you need to go anywhere? Do you want to do anything? I really need to get my flying hours in. Because he's like, I don't want to spend 6 hours sitting in a plane by myself to go somewhere and turn around. Like, I'd rather have somebody to talk to the whole way and go somewhere so I feel productive. Like that's
Yeah.
there's a huge difference there. That's not me like saying,
You
"Oh,
know
Cleo,
how
let
I
me
feel
swoop
about
in my
meeting people.
Learjet with my champagne," and
Oh, I'm aware.
like
I'm aware of what it was, but it freaked me out.
it's like this Cessna is like the Honda Civic of planes, right? Like it's from 1972. It's like, you know, it's fine, but like this is not a glamorous lifestyle thing.
No. Mini Cheese Mouse tipped 26.69. I think that was probably a conversion from something. Remember today, one of the first Cleo streams I watched was making the Cuff Fan Scouts, and I only found Hermitcraft during the start of the pandemic. Can't wait to get a proper laptop so you can Minecraft on Java. I will say, I do think Java is the way to go. I
Hmm.
mean, it's probably not going to last too much longer, but
I
it's
don't know, man.
arguably.
They really just can't kill it. Like
No,
the
it's where all the YouTubers are.
yeah, well, and also they don't want to do Bedrock on Mac is another thing.
Oh.
So because like Bedrock was originally launched as like the Windows edition or whatever,
Hmm.
like that was, oh, what was it, the Windows 10 edition or something.
Yeah.
Like there's some sort of weird thing there where they refuse to launch Bedrock on Mac outside of education where they have to because of contracts with that. Like there's so much dumb stuff going on there. Um,
Thank you for the resub, Paleo. For 8 months now. Hope you're okay. I am all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. So is Joe. Joe's all right too. We've just been discussing all the ways we're perfectly
You're
all
such
right.
a good liar.
I know.
Oh my god, I almost believed it.
Oh. Okay. I am actually a good liar.
Yeah, that's
You
why
have
we
to
should
be
play
when you're
Among
talking
Us
to.
more.
Yeah,
I'm really disappointed that Hermitcraft Among Us thing Impulse tried to organize fell through because
I know.
uh,
It didn't work out.
I found
Um,
out. I don't know. I don't think you were able to make it when we did the Draw for Charity Among Us game. But like Pearl and Gem were there, and like that was actually like the most profitable segment of the entire like 48-hour charity
I
stream.
am. I wish I was shocked. I am not.
Yeah, yeah. Like we raised like 3 grand for Child's Play in that like 2 hours alone. Like,
Yeah,
and
that sounds about
so
right.
yeah, that's definitely going back on the schedule next year. Possibly like if we have too many people who are interested in doing it, we might even break it into like, 2 time slots, like one that's Euro friendly, one that's America friendly, or something. Um, but yeah, so I'll definitely keep in touch with you about that if you're
Thank
interested.
you. I definitely am.
But yeah, oh man, there was a really cool tweet from a hospital the other day
Uh-huh.
showing like the video gaming equipment like that they had bought with the Child's Play grants, and it's like
Mhm.
on these like crazy rolling carts, like everything is the industrial surfaces designed to be sterilized and wiped down easily. Like it's really obvious that they're not just handing a kid an Xbox, right? Like this is like
Yeah.
a rolling thing. Let me find the tweet actually, if you don't mind.
Okay,
I'll do that while
would
you
you
go to the
mind?
bathroom because you have to go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
thank you. I finally decided I really needed to
Okay.
go. I'll be right
So
back.
yeah, I'll find this tweet. Um, okay, I'm gonna post this in all of the chats. But yeah, Cleo, just so you know, we can still hear you, or I can still hear you. Maybe I should deafen temporarily. I'm gonna temporarily mute Cleo over there. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So anyway, yeah, this Child's Play tweet. Seeing the way that the equipment is actually all mounted and stuff, you really see like why it's not easy to get kids in hospitals access to video game consoles. It's like a whole thing. Um, and I don't know. I was really it kind of got me tearing up when I saw this tweet because I was just like, there's so much stuff going on right now, and you know, it's really easy to look at how big the problems in the world are and feel like there's nothing that we can do about any of them. Everything has too much momentum. Everything's too huge. But like when I look at those pieces of equipment and I see how many people had to cooperate and work together and how long it took to get those carts into those hospitals, um like it's really encouraging because it's like, okay, maybe the problems we have today are going to be too big to deal with immediately. But you do a little bit here, you do a little bit there, other people chip in, they do a little bit here and there, and maybe some of those problems won't be as big tomorrow. Maybe some of those things will be solvable in the long term. And, you know, you really got to go out and put what good you can out into the world. And for some people, that's, you know, donating money to places like Child's Play. For other people, it's helping out and volunteering at charity events like that. But yeah, it was really a cool thing to see. So, hey, also, Mosselbop, thank you for tipping 26, who says, keep adventuring, Joe. Well, thank you very much, Mosselbop. Let's get this under here. So, 14 gets us the first face camera expansion. And boom, that puts us 8 away from the next one. So, here we go. It's time to... where is it? Expand Joe. Alrighty. Hey, Saucefire. Hey, Saucefire, is there anything public about your upcoming Mercy Road D&D fundraiser, like a tweet with the date or anything that you... I don't... Wait, you can't link it until I VIP you. But speaking of Child's Play, Saucefire here in the Twitch chat, I just made him a VIP, is going to be running a D&D charity game. That's a 24-hour rotating D&D game. It's going to be his 3rd year in a row doing that. And I'm going to be one of the players. So I'm excited. I'm not going to be playing for all 24 hours. Saucefire will Dungeon Master for 24 hours, which is wild. But he's going to have rotating groups of players. Myself and my friend Quinn Murphy, who is also my Pathfinder DM, are going to be playing on the same side of the table for the first time. Quinn has been a guest when I've done charity streams before. Okay, I'm going to unmute you.
Hello.
Hey, Cleo. Sorry, I had you muted in Discord because you walked away without muting yourself.
I did mute myself, but not in Discord.
Yeah, so I muted you in Discord. So I haven't heard it if you said anything up until now.
I haven't said anything. I just got back.
Yeah. So, welcome back. Yeah, I was just talking about Child's Play and yeah. And what I was saying though too was that the building these hospital rigs with these games takes so much time and effort. It's important to remember like that we don't need immediate gratification and feedback for our efforts to actually be meaningful or do good. And especially right now when everything seems like wildly out of control, it's like any good you put out into the world, the odds of seeing immediate feedback are low, but that doesn't mean that the impact isn't real and that you shouldn't try, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good way of looking at things.
I try.
You do generally you do quite well, I think.
Yay. Thank you, Cleo.
You're welcome. How many weeks are there in March?
Oh boy, that sounds like a calendar question. Let me check my phone because that's
okay. Chat.
No. I'm gonna do it. Don't ask.
Okay.
Don't ask the chat. What if they give you bad information on purpose? Okay, so there are 5 weeks in March, and it starts on a Tuesday, which was yesterday, apparently.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Oh, crikey. Keldrian has tipped $20 saying feel better soon. Happy to support your work. Thank you very much. What Joe said is so true. Yeah.
Yep, 5 weeks in March. Totally true. Thank you, NJ, for backing me up on this. Saucefire says, Joe, did you know you'll be playing with Red Letter Media's Jack Packard and Dinosaur Comics' author Ryan North at the 24-hour charity D&D game? I did not know that. I knew that Jack Packard was there. He is a very funny guy. I have really enjoyed his Red Letter Media stuff, but I didn't know that Ryan North would be there. I've actually never done anything with Ryan North, but I've been reading Dinosaur Comics since like 2002, 2003. So that's actually pretty exciting. And Ryan North also wrote this book that I actually have right here, How to Invent Everything.
Oh, hang on.
Is Cleo going to hold up her copy of How to Invent Everything too?
You mean this one?
Ha! There we go. Book buddies.
Book buddies.
There we go.
Got any cough syrup? I don't know.
So that is very
the cough
exciting.
Is deep in my lungs. It's like an asthma cough. So cough mixture is not going to do anything. I don't know why I gestured down here because you can't see what it is. I've dealt with this like my entire life. Actually, that's not true. I got diagnosed when I was 18.
Let's see. So a few questions.
That makes it look like it's a monitor stand. It is at the moment. I've got like a stack of books. I've got a Ronnie Barker book and then the Watcher's Guide and the Monster book from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, nice. I've got a bunch of old directories of illustration I use as monitor stands because they're like textbook size and super dense.
It's okay. I'm super dense as well.
It's okay. Let's see. I got a bunch of other questions rolling in here. What am I going to build for the next season of Hermitcraft? My next season of Hermitcraft is going to be pinball and electronics themed. So I'm planning for my starter house to be based on the haunted house from Elvira's Haunted House pinball machine. Messy Acorn says, have you read Jurassic Park? I have. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I feel like The Lost World is... like, if you're going to read the Jurassic Park books, The Lost World is a lot better as a book than as a movie. Like, the Jurassic Park movie and the book are good in different ways, but I feel like the Lost World movie really just didn't capture the spirit of the novel as well.
These are from, if you're British, these are from Hobbycraft. Sorry, I got asked about my pens.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. We're just
It's a brush pen and a fine liner on either side.
Fine liner.
And they come in a pack of 12 or 24. And they're not too expensive.
Fine liner.
I don't know what song you're parodying, Joe.
There's a commercial for this game called Crossfire.
Oh, I know that one. We had that too.
Crossfire!
Yeah.
Crossfire! Get caught up in it.
I remember that.
But yeah.
Showing our age, Joe.
I know. Yay, our age. You're not treating me like a baby anymore.
I'll always think of you as a baby in my heart.
Graves says, where do you look for books, Joe? I've been looking for nonfiction to read. I find it hard to filter out the chaff. I mean, a lot of the books I read, I pick up because of interviews with authors. Stephen Colbert used to have a lot of really good authors on, and so these days I don't have as much time to find new authors, but like I read books by those. I read books by people that made things like Ryan North, like I said, the guy who made this How to Invent Everything, which basically tells you how to reboot modern technology from scratch if you're a stranded time traveler, like caught 100,000 years in the past.
It's a very good book. It is incredibly good.
And I recommend this to all new parents because your kids are going to ask questions about how things work. And like the joke is that like, oh, parents don't actually know how things work. This book covers like all of the fundamentals of everything. It doesn't go into depth to the point where you could like, you're not going to be a chemist after you read the book, but you know enough. Right? And the thing I like about it too is it keeps pointing out cases where they're like, hey, it turns out that you can make a water wheel 50% more efficient if you just do this. All you have to do is like nail a cup to each ledge of the water wheel and have the water come at this angle. We've had the technology to nail cups and direct water for thousands of years, but we only figured out that you could make a water wheel 50% more efficient in like 1870. Like, you could be 100,000 years in the past and nail some cups to your water wheel and you're good to go. Like there's just all these opportunities throughout human history where it's like, the Romans invented this. Now what they didn't realize was if they also did that on top of it, it combined to create this other thing that we now have everywhere. You know, that second thing wasn't come up with until 1925. And it's like, so basically, how do you speed run technology? And it gets you in the mindset of looking at like all the stuff around us and going like, what other things are we missing? You know? What could you do to improve modern technology? What two things could you connect? What hasn't been tried? And it's, I think, really encouraging that stuff isn't, you know, it's easy to feel like, well, everything worth inventing has been invented. Because there was this kind of dead end, I feel like, or people felt like it was a dead end before software really took off, where it's like, well, the age of invention is kind of drawing to a close. We had all this space race stuff and new materials and things, but like, then it kind of hit a lull. And then all of a sudden, in the last like maybe 15, 20 years, we got better lithium-ion batteries and graphene and a few other material advances that are like now changing things again. But like, it really shows that like there's no permanent lulls in this sort of thing. There's always opportunities for advancement. But yeah. Saucefire says it wasn't until 1932 someone thought to add chocolate to peanut butter. Yeah. So anyway, I really yeah. Let's see. Other ways I find, you know, good books. If you follow authors on Twitter, they'll occasionally do panels at conventions that are live streamed with other authors, and then, you know, sometimes I'll be like, oh, that other panelist seemed really interesting. I'll find their books. If you get a subscription to any sort of like short fiction, sci-fi type things, like for example, here's an old copy of Asimov's that I have within arm's reach, which is like a science fiction magazine, and it's full of short stories. And so I might like read one of the short stories in here and be like, oh, I've never heard of Chris Wilrich before, but like if I like this particular story, Fragments from the Library of Cygnus X1, which sounds like the sort of title you could have had in Asimov's in 1954. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it a while. But you know, like this is a great way every month to read some things by familiar authors and new authors. And well, I guess it's technically every 2 months because it's like 6 issues a year, but core concept. It's a great way to find new authors, is to read short things they wrote, and then you can check out their longer stuff if you like it.
It's good advice. Good advice. Yeah. So, didn't want to interrupt Joe while he was talking. The theme is plants, because I like plants.
Plants. Yay, plants. Plants.
It's pretty washi tape. I think, oh, washi tape is pretty. But to be fair, I literally just went on Amazon and just went, washi tape. Mm-hmm. And this is what turned up. Washi tape green, I think, was the secret code word I used.
Gotcha. Sarah Schreffler says, Asimov's is still being published? Yes, Asimov's and Analog. I have subscriptions to both, thanks to Badger Spanner. I'm a really hard person to buy gifts for. Because, like, if it's something I need for work, which is, like, most of my hobbies now, then technically it should be a business expense, and I should buy it myself for tax purposes. It shouldn't be something somebody else buys for me. And then, if it's something I don't need for work, either it's cheap enough that I've already bought it, or it's
Yeah.
too expensive to expect as a gift. And so Badger was asking me what I wanted for my birthday last year, and I was like, I don't know. I never have a good suggestion. And then I was like thinking about how the bookstore near me stopped carrying Asimovs and analog, because I used to just buy it at the bookstore because I liked an excuse to go in every 2 months and pick something up, And so I was like, well, there's these magazines that I can't get anymore unless I subscribe, but I'm too lazy to subscribe. I don't want to go on a website and fill out a form. I like going to I like to I'm angry that I can't walk into the bookstore anymore and get it. And I complained to the bookstore people because they changed ownership.
Right.
And the employees were like, yeah, they got rid of those and they're not coming back. And I'm like, well, but isn't feedback valuable? And they're like, it's not gonna change. And I'm like, no. So
No.
yeah, so Badger got me a year-long subscription to Analog and Asimov's each. So that's 6 issues of each a year back in July. And the best thing about this from a gift-giving standpoint is then if the person likes it, the next year you don't have to figure out what to get them. Because, like, if Badger's like, Joe, what do you want for your birthday this July? I'll be like, just go on that website and fill out the form again. Just renew the
I want that. Just keep on giving me that.
Just give me that every year, and then I never have to stress out about what to ask for my birthday again. Like, it's perfect. So yeah.
Print on demand washi tape. That would be a hell of a thing.
I should probably keep coloring. I kind of hit a bit of a
You got
lull
into the
here.
flow.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I hate when people ask me what I want as a gift, because I don't have time to remember to write down when I want something, and I don't think about it actively because I'll just be like annoyed that I don't have it. So like I shut it out of my mind. But then I can't recall it later. When people are like, did you want anything? I'm like, I probably did, but like I can't remember. Like
if all else fails, give me a card to a craft store of some description.
Oh, see, I don't. So that's the thing is like I don't want gift certificates or anything like that because then they obligate me to go to a particular store at a particular time.
Hey, corpse.
Yeah, Joe's just being difficult corpse.
Yeah, I mean, Joe.
But like, I mean, realistically, I've probably like gotten like over the course of my life, I've probably gotten a dozen different gift cards or gift certificates that just expired, or the store closed down, or I moved away.
Yeah,
like
I mean that's fair, but because I would actually, like, I would buy stuff with a gift card for me because I do a lot of crafts.
Yeah, but like even if it was like for a store that I normally go to, right? Okay, so for example, Costco every year at the end of the year sends you a rebate for 2% of your purchases as like a Costco gift card or whatever. Mm-hmm. If you're like the upper tier membership.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, they send me that every like November, and I usually remember to use it sometime between March and July. Even though I'm in there like every other week because I don't have it on me, or I don't like, and like, or it's so much of a chore just to get a child into a car sometimes. Like I don't want to have to bring a piece of paper too, and I'm not gonna leave it in the car because then that's just like asking for the car to get stolen at that point. Like the power of irony is very strong in my life. And it's like, if I try to outsmart things like that, it's like a monkey paw situation. It's like, oh, you put it in the car so you wouldn't lose it. Well, now you lost both. Like, okay, no, not doing that.
But if you give me a gift card to a craft store, I'm going in, I'm buying washi tape, I'm buying pens.
Yeah.
Okay? If you want to buy me washi tape or pens, feel free. You know, those are things that I would use on a regular.
Okay, if you actually send me your address, I will consider doing it.
No.
Dang it, you saw through my clever ploy to get you a pulse oximeter.
Yeah. Yeah. That's totally what I saw.
If anybody has Cleo's address, wants to send her a pulse oximeter, I think she could use one. That's you,
I'm
corpse.
fine.
Cleo needs a pulse oximeter.
I do not need a pulse oximeter.
Cleo needs pulse oximeter. Cleo needs pulse oximeter.
It will do what I do with all my other inhaler-related gubbins. It will go on a shelf and I'll take it out when I feel grotty.
Yeah, well, that's when you need it.
Shut up, Joe.
Okay.
I'm not. I am fine. Don't call me subpar. That's just rude. Might be true, but it is rude.
Adam Hall says, any plans for Hermitcraft? Well, you know, there's an old saying, if you want to make God laugh, make a plan for Hermitcraft.
Yeah. Things are going.
Yeah, sure. I just,
Thank you, Big Pasta, for the biddies. That's true, Arena. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Okay. I feel like this is coming along pretty well. I got a lot of the colored in region, or I got a lot of the areas that are supposed to be colored in. It's harder to tell what's left to do on this one than usual ones because there's intentionally a lot of white for the snow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming together. I think I'm gonna have to work on this little hut down here.
Thank you, Jake Hells, for not doing that when I had a knife in my hand. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 10 community gift subs. Very much appreciated.
Hey, happy Ash Wednesday, Aubrey Morris.
What are you sending to Anna, Corpse?
Grenbug says, do you two art stream on a regular schedule? I'll grab my pencils and join you. Yeah, every Wednesday morning, American time. We try to shoot for 8:30 U.S. Central, but it usually ends up being closer to 9, which is, for Cleo, I think 2:30 British or GMT.
2:30. My streams start at 2:30.
Yeah.
Joe's starts closer to 3.
So it's about an hour and a half ago in whatever your time zone is. And we usually go for about 3 hours, but since Cleo is not well today, we're not going to push it.
Yeah.
So, but we try to hang out for at least an hour and a half, 2 hours every time. It's
usually we try.
Yeah.
We try.
Like realistically, oh my gosh, I've been rearranging a bunch of furniture and stuff because I'm gonna have to get an appliance dolly through my apartment to get the Guardians of the Galaxy pinball machine out. And like, pinball machines are great to have in place, but moving them is a separate thing. And so it's like, I've got like this hutch with glass windows on the front and a lamp inside and glass shelves. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna take everything out of this and just move it all the way across the room because it's gonna get hit with a pinball machine otherwise when we try to get the thing out of here. Like, yeah, they're not very mobile. They're the opposite of mobile gaming.
I will point out, sorry. my brain just went back to the timing. I do have a schedule on my stream for Wednesdays. Not for anything else, but for Wednesdays. Wednesday is always there. Wednesday is always there. Those are words I just said. Okay. It's fine. It's
Wednesday.
fine.
What a concept. Okay. Mahi Zero points out one of the downsides to virtual D&D is that when I play D&D with Ryan North, I can't get him to sign my book.
That's true.
That's true. Well, the thing is, though, I feel kind of weird being like, if I'm playing a charity game with somebody, like, you want to be very professional with the other guests, you know? And so it's like, I'm actually, it's kind of weird because in some ways, if I'm like, hey, Ryan, I love your book, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, well, Quinn also writes books, you know?
Ooh,
And so,
yeah.
but, like, granted, like, Quinn and I have known each other for, like, 5 or 6 years now, maybe more. And so, like, he knows I'm not going to fanboy out about playing D&D with him when we play Pathfinder every week, you know? But, Jack Packard, though, has also been doing, like, a bunch of movie review streams and stuff that I've watched when I'd clean for, like, I don't know, since my daughter was born, basically. But, like, even though I'd be equally excited about him and Ryan North, I don't have something where it's like, hey, Jack, I wish you could sign my printout of you giving a movie review. Like, what would it's weird there to be like, Ryan, oh my god, I love your book. I wish you could sign it, but you can't. Jack, I love your show, but there's nothing that you could sign no matter what, so I'm not going to feel as upset about that. Like, that's a weird thing to say. Like,
I mean, yeah, but they should probably expect it from you, Joe, at this point.
well, I mean, they don't know me.
Yeah, true.
Well, that's the other thing too, is when you're doing a charity stream with people who don't know you, you don't want, like,
You don't want to come off as a weirdo.
yeah, like, I want to, like, it's one of those things, like, in professional online stuff, everybody knows there's too many people out there making things to know everyone. And so if you show up at something like this and you act like a chill professional person, you're going to be treated like a chill professional person. And they're going to say, okay, I might not have heard of this guy, but, you know, clearly he's here for a reason. That's cool. Even if I don't know him or know his work or know his audience, like, you know. So, like, me showing up and acting like I don't belong there is very bad. And it's embarrassing for Saucefire, who's running the game, you know. Well, it is.
I mean, it 100% would be.
Because then it looks like he screwed up by inviting me. But, like, I am legitimately super... Like, and so it's one of those things, like, I can be super hype about this now because I want, you know, my audience to show up for this game. Because I want them to come see me have fun with people I really like. But, you know, when I get there, yeah, I gotta be very, like, sup.
I don't think you've ever been sup.
Well... Okay, so here's the thing, Cleo. Is you usually see me when I'm, like, in bombastic entertaining mode, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But, like, when I'm doing something like this, where I'm part of, like, more of a team effort, and I need to hang back, right? Because, like, a D&D table, you don't need to be jumping in with jokes every second, you know?
No.
You need to let other people have their moments, you know? And
True.
so, Cleo, keep in mind how tired I am constantly. The trick is, like, it's not that I have to turn down, like, my enthusiasm to be a better player in a table like this. It's just that I turn down the exhaustion suppression. Like, I just go, it's nice that I don't have to be talking right now. This is a pleasant break. I have so much to do right now, and instead I just get to sit here and I'm gonna smile pleasantly and listen. And you know what? When it's my turn to say something, I'm gonna say something good, right? Mouse Max says, Joe, you have a whole brand built on being professionally weird. Professionally weird, not amateur weird, not screwing up other people's jokes weird, not stepping on their time weird. That's the professional part is what you got to remember there, Mouse Mac. So,
yeah. We're missing our Cleo stream. It's been like 2 whole days. Yeah. I mean, I've not been great.
Mahi Zero says, well, you don't know that they don't know about you. Pat Rothfuss was excited about you. Yeah, that's true. But, like, the thing is, though, I met Pat Rothfuss in person, like, 4 or 5 times over the years. And he didn't know who I was then. And later on, he found my videos that I had been making this whole time, but his kids didn't find them until during the pandemic, right? And so all of a sudden, he's very excited to talk to me. And I'm just like, oh, this is nice. This is
we've met before.
Well, but like no, but the thing is though, when we met before, we didn't really have much in common except his work. And
yeah,
every time I ran into him, it was like at a convention. And so, you know, I would just say something like, "Hey, I really liked that panel you gave." You know, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, thanks." You know, and that'd be it. Like, you know,
thank you, random stranger.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is like, so it's not a judgment on my work or anything that I assume they don't know my work. It's not me being self-deprecating. It's just statistics. Like, even if they might love my work later, I'm going to go into any conversation assuming that they don't know who I am. And here's the thing though, is like, even though to me, Jack Packard and Ryan North, it's like, oh my gosh, I've been following their stuff. Like Ryan North, I've been reading dinosaur comics since like 2002. Ryan North, Jack Packard, I've been watching his videos like since my daughter was born, practically like 8 years ago. So, but like, they're used to not being recognized either, because the stuff that they make is still very niche. They're a lot more successful than me in a lot of ways, in that they've been doing this sort of thing full time longer, but they're not gonna necessarily expect me to know who they are, you know, because, you know, there's a big difference between being Tom Cruise or something, you know, where you just kind of like go into a room and you assume everybody knows you're Tom Cruise, and being like, you know, somebody who writes funny webcomics but like isn't necessarily world famous in the same way.
Yeah.
Like, there's one time, my mom has a story about one time she went to the Jersey Shore, because she was born in New Jersey, and like, you know, they were like, her and her friends were walking down the boardwalk, and there was a guy who was like hanging out at like some sort of like bar or restaurant thing where like it had like kind of you would sit on stools like on the boardwalk so you could like eat, you know, or whatever. And every time they walked past, the guy would smile at her and her group of friends like he knew them, and she's just like, you know, and they're just hanging out, walking around. And after like the 3rd time, she eventually is like, why does that guy keep smiling at us when we walk past? Do you guys know him? Does he know us or whatever? And one of them is just like, oh, well, that's Burt Reynolds. He's just, you know, probably assumes everybody's excited to see him. And my mom was like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, like these guys are not Burt Reynolds.
Who was that guy Cleo terrified on stream while Joe was doing a charity stream? I wasn't there. It's not my fault.
Okay. Sorry, I feel like I've been going on a lot. I'm trying to cover for you because I know you're not feeling well and don't want to talk too much, but also if I'm talking too much...
No, you're talking just fine. Okay. I'll always interrupt you, Joe, you know that. I'll give it like another 15 minutes, I think.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I'm almost done with this. Like I've got a few details on this house, and then I'm wrapped up basically. So
Cool. And this way, I've got stuff to continue on with next week.
yeah, I don't normally recommend anything because like I feel like people should pay me if they're gonna get a recommendation. But this Hokusai coloring book, you know what? I can't see the brand name. Never mind. I'm not gonna. I was gonna say I'll recommend this by name. But it's like no, it's too far away. But
Don't have the energy.
These artist coloring books are great. If you go to an art store and you see one, pick it up. It's like I'm too tired. You know what? They should have paid me. Like I would have at that point gotten up because it would be contractual.
It's funny what you do when it's all contractual, isn't it?
You know, it's because I spent a lot of time dealing with court stuff with this custody thing, and like
Yeah.
it's not just like, oh, what are the financial penalties for failing this contract, but like if it goes to court, how much time am I going to waste and how much is it going to cost me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just easier if you don't sign a contract that you can't follow through on. Just do the work and you don't have to go to court.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
Oh boy.
I mean, even if you do have a contract that you have to get through on, sleeping afterwards and before,
Yeah.
A1 advice.
Mm-hmm.
Just sleep when you can. I think that's true of like everything, to be fair, at this point. Sleep before and after. Because that's what I'm going to do after I'm done here. Go to sleep for probably until 8, to be honest. Shh, little Neptune. It's not squished, it's cozy.
Cozy?
Yeah, my S is squished because of notes, and it's like, you do this like I'm a professional. Well, I am technically a professional. I'm getting money for this occasionally, so it's fine. I've got.
Yeah, I'm excited I hit the YouTube payout threshold for this month.
I'm not sure that I did, to be fair.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, oh boy. It was tight. It's like, if people ask if I'm a professional YouTuber, it's like, well, not like in a compensation sense.
No.
I'm a professional busker. I work for tips. YouTube does not care about me.
No, YouTube doesn't care about anyone.
No.
Kel Adrienne has tipped $20, says feel better soon, happy to support your work. I feel like I've said that one before. What just triggered? Mini Cheese Mouse cheered biddies. The plague when you feel more like a zombie than normal. Yeah. And Tempsy Joy resubscribed for 5 months. Thanks very much. Am I a professional YouTuber? Not this month. Maybe next month.
Yep.
Here's the thing, like arguably Twitch and stuff is how YouTubers make their money. I think that's true for like most people who do YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, make of that what you will. Most money from YouTube isn't made on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Artisy, for the biddies. Oh, choo choo. Do we have another hype train?
Do we?
We do. We do. Thanks, Joe.
Welcome, Cleo.
Choo choo. See, I did it. You can't say I didn't do it. Evil Penguin resubscribed for 7 months. Thank you very, very much indeed. Oh, crikey. Diamond Trashback cheered 1,000 biddies, and Badger cheered biddies. Thank you very, very much indeed, everybody. Woo. It's all very much appreciated. Oh. Thank you, Canna Russia, for the biddies. Thanks, T Huntress, for the 8-month resub. Thanks, Deb, for 100 biddies. Thank you very much. You're all wonderful. Thank you. It every little helps, is all I'm saying. No, I feel like I may have taken that from an ad from a local supermarket chain. You're doing okay, Joe.
I'm just like, I think my computer's broken, and then it wasn't. No, I'm just tired. I'm like,
oh, dear.
I'm like, huh.
Thank you, McLesley and Pushpop, for the biddies. Oh. I hope your computer's okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I just misread something. I was like, is this supposed to happen? Is this not supposed to go on?
The answer, Joe, always no.
It's
like supposed to happen?
No. No, nothing is supposed to happen. Things just happen. And you need to be ready to cope with it.
Thank you, Artisy, for trying to fill in the space in the middle of the hype ceiling. It's appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh. Our only hope pun cheered 200 biddies. Thank you very much indeed.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, Musclebop.
I'd like both of you could use some coffee or a rest. Well, Deb, I have COVID, and Joe's just Joe. So, you're probably not wrong.
So, people in the Discord are talking about times that they didn't recognize celebrities that they were interacting with.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them worked retail and helped a local NBA star, find a product or something. And apparently the player, the NBA is basketball, for those of y'all who don't know.
Yeah.
The basketball player mentioned that he was considering getting a new BlackBerry because he had just broken his and was going to have to buy another one. And Mahis says that in retrospect, he's a little bit embarrassed that he said, they're like $900, right?
Oh.
Because he didn't recognize that the guy was like, a sports superstar who could just drop $900. Like,
yeah, that would be kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it's like womp womp. Badger Spanner says, I was at an after show for the Mighty Boosh, and when a friend wanted a group photo taken, she handed her camera to Edgar Wright. That's the director of Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
right.
as well as At World's End, the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah. That was a bit of a faux pas.
Well, I mean, the guy probably knows how a camera works. Like, there's
yeah.
photographic evidence.
Our Only Hope gave out 10 community gift subs. Thank you very, very much. And Leslie, thank you for all the biddies. Dear God. Terrifying.
Okay.
This hype ceiling is satisfying. I enjoy it, so I hope you guys do as well. Cam that made it. Cam did a really good job on it. So it's unique. That's all I can. It's not all I can say about it, but it's the one thing that I can say about it. I do like having things that are different. Cat Dog gave out a community gift sub. Thank you very much. Oh, no,
Gaius says, I met an Olympic medalist once while I had a half-pound of string cheese hanging out of my mouth like an ood from Doctor Who.
Thank you, Deb, for the 5 community gift sub. Very much appreciated. I wouldn't recognise sports people, no.
No. I'm terrible at recognizing anybody. Like, it's all about context. If I know somebody's supposed to be somewhere, I'll be looking for them. But, like, when they're somewhere I'm not expecting them, like, my brain just doesn't pattern match it.
Yeah, I have mild face blindness myself, which is difficult when you're a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Diamond Trash Bag, thank you for the biddies. Very much appreciated. Cam is responsible for all my overlay stuff.
Okay,
so everything that works on my overlay is down to Cam. Everything that's broken on my overlay, also down to Cam.
Yeah. That door swings both ways.
Live in a place in London where lots of famous people live. Never recognise them fully. Yeah, just nod and can you imagine just being famous and have people giving you this, like, I know you, I don't know where I know you from, but sup kind of thing.
Yeah.
Take no responsibility for broken chat commands.
Well, and Badger has, like, super recognizable, like, 3-foot long pink hair, too. So, like, if you have a bad interaction with somebody, they're gonna remember you, you know? Like...
Hey, Zero has resubbed. Says happy Twitch birthday. Actually, the Twitch birthday is on the 30th. But thank you for doing it early. We'll do something on the 30th, and we'll do a stream or something just to celebrate the year of Twitch.
Yeah, through a bizarre string of, like, I don't know, just a bunch of people organized stuff in VR together in this one Discord I'm part of. And so Scott Denisi, the guy who did the Rick and Morty pinball game, as well as Total Nuclear Annihilation, just happened to be at several of these things in a row. And they were in, like, different games or different pieces of software. But they were all software where they let you design your own character or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the first one that we're in together, he's like, wow, Joe, that actually looks a lot like you. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Then, like, a few days later, we're in another one. And he's just like, wow, that one looks like you, too. And it's like one of those things where he's like, wait, how are you always so good at making your VR avatar look like you in all these different games? And it's like, thanks, Scott, for calling attention to the fact that I look incredibly generic. And so all of these games support making a character that looks like me. Like, it's like, I'm very forgettable. That's...
Oh, you are not.
Well, but, like, I don't expect people to recognize me. And it's funny, too, because, like, Tanya DePass, who I've met several times at conventions, like, every time I meet her, I have to, you know, I introduce myself, because if I don't, like, the one time I didn't, she was just like, hi, I think I know you. And I was like, yeah, it's Joe Hill. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, because we talk on Discord and, like, stuff. It's like, yes, okay. But, like,
I'm aware that I know you, I just can't.
But she doesn't see my face when we have calls, right? Like,
right.
And also at a convention with, like, 30,000 people, there's probably a lot of generic-looking people who look like me, too. So she might be like, wait, is that one of the 8 people I talked to earlier today coming back to the table? Or, you know, like...
Is it someone I actually should know? Yeah. And I'm going to feel embarrassed about not knowing.
Yeah, so, like, I just don't assume people recognize me. I think I'm probably, like, and to some people, though, who, some people actually have really good face recognition, though. And so, to them, they think I'm, like, Harriet Jones, like, you know, introducing myself, you know, or, Harriet Jones MP. Or the American equivalent of that is, Bob Vance Refrigeration, from The American Office.
Right.
Yeah, because every time he shows up, he always introduces himself. Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. Even though the characters have met him like 25 times or whatever, and at one point he's going like around like a small group of people, introducing himself, and the last guy goes, "So what line of work you in, Bob?" It's just great. I don't...
Okay, I think I'm done. I'll be honest. I think I'm done.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, there's something that oh yeah, we're supposed to raid people? I'm like,
Oh, like, are we supposed to raid people? We
yeah,
have to?
I mean, we're not like supposed to. I'm like, okay, I guess we stop streaming now. I feel like I'm skipping a step. I'm really tired too, actually. Like my whole morning is just off because of like
I'm not gonna raid anyone. I can't be bothered. Just go and find someone that you want to sleep.
that you want to sleep.
I want to sleep. Yes, you're right. I do want to sleep.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Apparently my brain has just gone to that point.
Yeah, your brain is done. Okay, well, I'm going to send folks over to Pearlescent Moon, who is doing some Lego building.
People on my chat, go to see Pearlescent Moon as well.
Because, yeah, if you like chill hangout streams like this, that's what Pearl is doing now.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Tell them Joe sent you, because he did.
Yeah.
Alright. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Keep adventuring. Right now.